take a moment just to explain what was going on. So I cut that out over there, cleared some vegetation. We're running the fence line through there. I then took those spoils and pushed them over here. There's a high spot in here that I cut down a little. So I'm gonna work on flattening this out a little more. I've tracked this in right through here. You can see we got kind of our natural rock shelf, and then brought this material in. The customer is running a wood fence up to this and requested that we add these wood posts in with it, so we put them in. I had told him I was only going to put them down 1 foot within, or 1 foot in concrete, because I didn't want them to eventually rot out and then compromise the footer of the archway or ranch entrance if we ran them full depth. So they're ran there. I'll backfill up to them. Once I'm done smoothing this out, we are going to run a string along here, and then I'm going to begin drilling the post holes for the wood posts. So that's where we're at. While I'm over here, I'm going to dig this back, which I've probably already mentioned, but that's where we're at. What I'm doing is I am finishing the miter on the corners here and then welding up everything that was left unwelded from when I fabricated this entryway a couple days ago. Got my phone playing. But ultimately it's not bad welding up there. It is a little high. I think, let's see, 13.8. So it's 17 feet off the ground. It's not that big a deal. Not afraid of dying, I'm just afraid of dying slowly. So just make sure I land head first if I fall off. So drilling is underway. I just took a break to grab the camera. The gate is hung. We had to do a little bit of excavation to get it to swing open. We didn't want to leave a big gap along the bottom for the customer that looks kind of goofy. We like to keep it as tight to the bottom as possible. Kind of had the idea that we were going to run into a little bit of conflict with some soil, but we moved that out the rest of the way, and here it is so far. It's looking pretty good. So we'll get these posts set. I believe the H braces are almost done. Trevor's over setting those. Tomorrow the operator will go on and this will get clear coated and posts will get set, and we're pretty well wrapping up with this project. Hopefully tomorrow and maybe a little bit on Wednesday. But that's an update. Got the auger mounted to the E40. It's moving really good and we are enjoying running the machine. So I'll throw the camera up for a little bit of footage and just keep working. Bobcat carbide spades. They are pretty long lasting. They're expensive for what they are, but they do last quite a while. Typically we won't wear out the spades on our auger. We'll wear out the non-carbide spades, but the carbide tip spades, we usually will not wear them out. What'll happen is eventually they'll start to bend and deform, and we'll roll them to get them to kind of straighten back out. But once they start doing that, they'll generally snap off. So that's the bummer about them. But the longevity is pretty impressive. If you're not in a bunch of rock, just kind of hard soil, they'll last forever. But you get into the chunky rocks, and they'll either bend and eventually break, like I just said, or they'll break away from the carriage bolt holding them in. So kind of a sad day when you lose one of those in a hole, because like I said, they're not cheap. It ends up, I think it's a couple $100 to outfit the nose of this auger with those teeth. And so when you lose a couple of them on a job site, it's pretty sad. But this machine sure is slick. We're at, let's see how many hours we are on the E40. 25 hours and a week and a half, 2 weeks now, I think. And it's been great. I'll tell you what annoys the snot out of me, and you might have noticed it just a second ago, when you're running full throttle on this, which we are running on full throttle and we're drilling, but you gotta move. You get like this, you gotta give it max motion on the stick. If you're trying to feather it and move around tenderly, good luck. At least on this particular machine. I mean, it just starts gyrating and jerking you all over the place. You give it max forward motion though, and it's smooth as heck and really deliberate and nice, but that's really been the only thing that's kind of bothered me about this machine. That and this Bobcat exchange system on the bucket Okay, so we're back at the entrance. Well, I've been doing some dirt work this morning. Drilled these holes, drilled and set, drilled 2 posts up there, post holes, and set that post, and then down at the entryway to this group of lots, I drilled some holes down there to install a new set of gates that the customer added. So we're all done with the excavator on this project. Now I am putting in the gate operator. We are installing a Liftmaster LA500. It is a high-duty cycle residential light commercial swing arm operator. So it is the level in between like your LA400, LA412, which is your residential model swing gate operators, and then you have your RSW, which is your light commercial, or your CSW, which is your commercial pedestal mounted swing arm operators. The LA500 bridges the gap in between those. It's a phenomenal unit. I enjoy putting them in. They're 24 volt systems. This one will be running off of solar, so I'll bring you along through portions of that. Before I do that, I'm going to weld on this slide latch for this gate, and then we are off to the races. So I'm going to throw my hood down and get some work done. operator is in. It's looking good. It's nice and level, runs good. One thing I did have to add were some additional gussets here. This longer gate was really flexing a lot, and so I gusseted it to alleviate the stress and deformation of the gate material. The customer requested that the solar panel be put somewhere inconspicuous, and so what I'm actually going to do is mount it to this granite boulder. So I'm going to grab my rotary hammer and drill a couple anchors into it, or set a couple anchors into it, and then mount the bracket. So it'll be pretty neat looking, but I'm gonna get that set up. And the last thing to do is set the keypad stand, which we'll be doing tomorrow, and adding the exit sensor. Unfortunately, I didn't verify that when they pulled my order for this operator that they had added or included everything on the list. I should have done that because I was missing the exit sensor in the box. It's on the invoice, just it didn't get pulled at the warehouse. So I will have to throw that back in, and unfortunately it's too windy to clear coat this entryway. The customer wanted it clear coated, so that'll be something I'll have to do. I was going to do that before I put the operator in. However, I didn't want to lose a day of progress, so I put the operator in and I'll just tape it up when it's time to clear coat it. So all is well, we're still rolling, and it's about time to wrap this one up. So here we are up here in the barbed wire section. Ended up changing, instead of continuing straight through there, dog-legged it off here to avoid the boulder patch, and then running down this way. So you can see it's not easy terrain, and the fence was a pretty tough one. So guys did a good job. I'm wrapping up for the day, hauling the excavator out. I won't be back down here tomorrow. The guys will be down finishing up the little touches, and then I'll likely be down Thursday to put in that exit sensor and clear coat that entryway. So it'll be good. Almost wrapped up. See you guys soon. We get away from the noise here. So you can see we're wrapped up with all the wood posts, all the chain, or not chain link, but the barbed wire is done. I'll take a walk over there later. Here is our entrance. I'm about halfway done with clear coating it. The customer requested that it's clear coated, so I'm going to clip the camera somewhere out of the overspray to capture the last little bit of clear coating here, and we're on our way. Okie dokie guys, this project is done. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna do a quick walkthrough so you guys can enjoy it, but otherwise I am done talking for this video. I really appreciate the support. If you guys would give me a thumbs up and a subscription, I would greatly appreciate it. I enjoy making these videos. I think what we do is pretty cool. And so maybe you guys think so, maybe you don't, but I enjoy sharing it. So this is Garrett Rosendahl, and I'll see you on the next one.